She didn't think you'd actually do it. But when you walked away, calm and confident, you flipped her world upside down. Now she's replaying every moment, checking her phone and realizing she lost a man she'll never replace. Why do women always come back when you walk away? In this video, I'll reveal the psychological principle that makes it happen every time. Stick around. This will change the way you handle relationships forever. Before we dive in, make sure you become a member. Exclusive videos are coming soon, packed with all the tips on mastering modern relationships that only members get access to, so don't miss out. Section 1. The psychology of walking away. Walking away isn't just about creating space. It's a deliberate action that speaks louder than words. Here's why it's so powerful. 1. Walking away communicates value. When you choose to walk away, you're telling her, "I don't need you to feel complete." This isn't arrogance, it's self-respect. Many men, when faced with conflict or distance, try to cling harder, sending more texts, making more calls, doing everything they can to fix the situation. But this kind of behavior only lowers your perceived value. It makes you seem dependent, which can be a turn-off. 2. Walking away triggers the scarcity principle. People value what they can't have or what they fear losing. When you walk away, you become scarce. Your presence, which she might have taken for granted, suddenly feels like a privilege. The less accessible you are, the more valuable you become in her mind. She starts wondering, why isn't he chasing me? Did I underestimate him? Am I losing something irreplaceable? 3. Walking away creates mystery. Let's face it, people are naturally drawn to what they don't fully understand. When you remove yourself from her life, you create an empty space that her mind can't help but fill with questions. What's he doing? Is he happier without me? Has he moved on? This uncertainty forces her to focus on you, even when you're not around. 4. Walking away shifts the power dynamic. In many relationships, the person who cares less holds more power. By walking away, you're showing her that you're in control, not of her, but of yourself. You're not reacting emotionally. You're making a calculated decision to prioritize your well-being. This kind of composure is incredibly attractive because it shows strength, independence, and maturity. Walking away isn't just a strategy, it's a mindset. It's about knowing your worth and refusing to settle for anything less. When you embrace this mindset, you'll see how quickly the tables turn. Section 2. Why women always come back. Let's get one thing straight. Women don't come back because they miss you. They come back because they realize what they lost. This is a critical distinction, and understanding it is key to unlocking the psychology behind their behavior. 1. Women come back. Because of comparison. After you walk away, she'll start meeting other men. Here's the truth. Most of them won't measure up. Why? Because you've set a standard. You've shown her what it feels like to be with someone who respects himself and isn't afraid to walk away when necessary. The men she meets after you might be charming or good-looking, but they'll lack the emotional depth and self-assurance you brought to the table. Every time she notices this difference, her regret grows stronger. 2. Women come back. Because of unresolved emotions. Walking away creates a sense of incompleteness. She doesn't get the closure she expected, and that lack of resolution keeps her mind fixated on you. She'll replay every argument, every moment of tension, trying to figure out what went wrong. But here's the kicker. This overthinking isn't about solving the problem. It's about justifying her feelings of loss. 3. Women come back because of emotional triggers. Humans are emotional beings. and emotions are tied to memory. When you walk away, you leave behind emotional imprints, moments of joy, comfort, or even tension that she associates with you. These triggers can be as simple as hearing a song you both loved or seeing a place you used to visit together. Each trigger reinforces her longing for you, making her more likely to come back. 4. Women come back because of regret. Regret is the most powerful motivator of all. It's not just about losing a relationship, it's about losing an opportunity to be with someone exceptional, an opportunity to grow together. And when she sees you thriving without her, that regret intensifies. She realizes that while she's stuck in the past, you've already moved forward. That realization makes her want to reconnect. Section 3. The power of silence. Silence is one of the most underrated tools in any relationship. It's a powerful force that often speaks louder than words. When you master the art of silence, you'll discover how impactful it can be. Tools in any relationship dynamic, yet it holds immense psychological power. When you stop communicating, no calls, no texts, no responses, it forces her to sit with her own thoughts. And here's the secret. Silence is louder than words. First, silence creates curiosity. Humans dislike uncertainty. When you go silent, you leave a void, and her mind rushes to fill it. She'll wonder, why did you stop reaching out? Did something happen? Are you seeing someone else? The more questions she asks herself, the more you dominate her thoughts. Second, silence builds tension in relationships. Tension isn't always bad. In fact, it can be a powerful motivator. Silence creates a psychological pull, making her want to break it. The longer you stay silent, the more she feels the weight of unresolved emotions. When she finally reaches out, it's not necessarily because she wants closure, but because she wants the connection back. Third, silence demands respect. When you stop responding, you're showing that you're not at her beck and call. This sets a boundary and reminds her that your time and energy are valuable. People respect those who respect themselves, and silence is a way to enforce that self-respect. Lastly, silence lets you regain control. By choosing not to engage, you're taking the focus off her and putting it back on yourself. You're no longer reacting to her actions or emotions. You're creating space to focus on your own growth. In that silence, your value increases in her eyes. Section 4. The scarcity effect in relationships. Scarcity is one of the most powerful psychological principles, and it applies perfectly to relationships. When something becomes scarce, its value increases. So how does this work when you walk away? First, scarcity amplifies desire. When you're constantly available, she doesn't have to think about you. She knows you're there. But when you pull away, you create a sense of scarcity. Suddenly, your presence isn't guaranteed, and that uncertainty makes her crave it more. Second, scarcity creates urgency. People act faster when they believe they're losing something valuable. By walking away, you're sending a signal that your time, energy, and love aren't endless. This forces her to reevaluate her priorities and consider what she's losing by not having you in her life. Third, scarcity highlights your uniqueness. When you're no longer in the picture, she's left to compare you to others. And if you've been a high-value man, confident, respectful, and purposeful, those comparisons won't work in anyone else's favor. The more she interacts with other men, the more she'll realize how rare you truly are. Finally, scarcity shifts the dynamic. You're no longer the one seeking her attention. Now she's the one seeking yours. And in this new dynamic, you hold the power. Scarcity isn't about manipulation. It's about recognizing your own worth and letting her see it too. Section 5. Why emotional detachment is key. Emotional detachment doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you stop being controlled by your emotions. This is a critical skill, not just in relationships, but in life. First, emotional detachment protects your peace. Relationships can be emotionally draining, especially when they're one-sided or toxic. By detaching, you're choosing to prioritize your well-being over the chaos. This isn't selfish, it's essential for your mental health and growth. Second, detachment makes you more attractive. Confidence and independence are highly desirable traits, and emotional detachment embodies both. When you're not clinging to someone for validation, you exude a sense of stability and self-assurance that's incredibly appealing. Third, detachment shifts the focus back to you. Instead of obsessing over her actions or emotions, you're channeling your energy into your own goals and passions. This not only makes you happier, but it also makes you more valuable in her eyes. Finally, detachment gives you control. When you're emotionally detached, you're no longer reacting impulsively to her behavior. You're making calculated decisions based on what's best for you. This kind of emotional intelligence sets you apart and makes her realize what she's lost. Section 6. How time works in your favor. Time is one of the most powerful tools in relationships, yet it's often overlooked. Here's why time is your greatest ally when you walk away. First, time creates reflection. When you step back, you give her the space to reflect on the relationship. She starts to remember the good times, the things you brought to her life, and the ways you made her feel. This reflection often leads to regret. Second, time reduces negative emotions. If there were conflicts or arguments, time allows those feelings to fade. With distance, she's more likely to focus on the positive aspects of your relationship rather than the negatives. Third, time magnifies your growth. While she's stuck in the past, you're moving forward, working on yourself, achieving goals, and growing. The more you improve yourself, the more she'll see the contrast between where you are now and where you were when you were together, becoming a better version of yourself. When she sees your progress, it reinforces her sense of loss. Finally, time increases your value. The longer you stay away, the more she realizes how much she misses you. Time isn't about waiting, it's about creating the conditions for her to see your worth. Section 5. The long-term impact of regret. Regret is a powerful emotion, and it doesn't fade easily. When a woman regrets losing you, it stays with her for a long time. Here's why. First, regret is tied to lost opportunities. She'll look back and realize that being with you was a chance to grow, build, and create something meaningful. Once that opportunity is gone, it's hard to replace. Second, regret deepens over time. As she encounters new relationships, she'll inevitably compare them to what she had with you. And if those new relationships don't measure up, her regret only grows stronger. Third, regret becomes part of her narrative. She'll remember you not just as an ex, but as someone who had a lasting impact on her life. This makes it harder for her to fully move on. Finally, regret fuels her desire to reconnect. The longer she feels regret, the more she'll want to reach out. But by then, you'll have grown so much that her opinion of you won't matter anymore. Regret isn't just about what she lost, it's about what you've gained by walking away. Section 6. Why confidence is irresistible. Confidence isn't just an attractive trait, it's the foundation of why women regret losing you and why they come back. Walking away and ignoring her are both acts of confidence, but let's break down why this works so effectively. First, confidence shows emotional control. Most people act out of fear of being alone, fear of rejection, fear of losing someone. But when you confidently walk away, You demonstrate that you're not ruled by those fears. This control is rare and magnetic because it shows you can handle any situation without losing yourself. Second, confidence sends a message of self-worth. You're telling her, I value myself enough to step away from anything that doesn't align with my standards. This isn't about arrogance, it's about knowing your value and refusing to settle for less. That kind of clarity is incredibly attractive because it creates a sense of security and strength. Third, confidence is contagious. When you carry yourself with assurance, it makes others question their own decisions. She'll start to wonder if letting you go was a mistake. Your calm, composed demeanor will make her second-guess everything, and that self-doubt is the first step toward her regret. Finally, confidence is unforgettable. Even if she moves on, the way you held yourself, the ability to walk away without flinching, will stick with her. Confidence leaves an emotional imprint, one that keeps you in her mind long after you've gone. Section 7. The role of mystery in attraction. One of the most overlooked aspects of walking away and ignoring her is the mystery it creates. People are naturally drawn to what they can't fully understand, and your absence makes you an enigma. First, mystery triggers curiosity. When you pull away, you leave her with unanswered questions. What are you doing? Why aren't you reaching out? Have you moved on? These questions consume her thoughts, making it impossible for her to stop thinking about you. Second, mystery heightens your perceived value. When someone can predict your every move, you become less exciting. But when you're unpredictable, when you don't respond the way she expects, you become intriguing. That intrigue makes her want to figure you out, which keeps her emotionally invested. Third, mystery builds emotional tension. When you're not constantly present, she starts to idealize you. Her mind fills in the gaps with the best possible version of you, and that idealized image becomes something she craves. Finally, mystery sets you apart. Most people are too transparent in their actions, giving away all their intentions. But by maintaining an air of mystery, you show that you're different, that you're someone worth pursuing because you're not easily figured out. That distinction is what makes her regret losing you. Now you understand why walking away is so powerful and why women often come back. Focus on your growth, value yourself, and let your actions speak louder than words. If this video helped you, hit the like button and subscribe for more insights to level up your mindset. Drop a comment below. What's the one thing you're working on to become your best self? See you in the next one.